Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Landon, and I'm bringing you guys another video here today. Today, what we're going to be talking about is actually something involved with esports as usual. Like, you guys are kind of getting the drift that I'm mostly making, videos like that now. So for the most part, just in case you didn't already know, and you can't tell by the last like 10 videos that I made. But moving on, today what we're talking about is actually what is called a Players Union. And if you guys aren't familiar with what a Players Union is, it basically is a, I guess you could say a union or a group of players, that are involved in the community that basically make decisions based on a player standpoint, based on a personal standpoint of a player, rather than just having, a board of different people making decisions on players that they're not even involved with or don't even know that much about. Not saying that that's what anyone does. I know, like, for instance, the NBA has one ran by like a certain player. I know it used to be Derek Fisher, who is now a coach. I believe Chris Paul was actually one of them once. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I think it's a good idea to have one, and I think that we almost need to regulate that with kind of the stuff that's been going on recently. I will be going over that as well and be kind of explaining who I would like to see on this Players Union if it were to happen. So, let's go and get started. So basically, what this player union is going to do, now it's not going to be just random players, it's going to be players known in the community. I would like to be, kind of dedicated players that are noted as having a strong, sense about them, not having, any confrontation in the past. Personally, I'm thinking of players now and maybe even players in the past that are no longer players, maybe like some retired players. First thought in my mind was Rambo. Rambo, a perfect person to me. He's been a player in the community. He actually works for Sledgehammer now, I believe. In some ways, I'm not actually sure the full extent of that, but I think Rambo would be a perfect person. Maybe even Merc, Nadeshot, players like that, players that are known, for being a good person. Not saying that, like, some younger players don't deserve to be on that, but they're just not as experienced. These guys are fully experienced. Feel free to put in the comments, guys, who else you would like to see in this Players Union. But for me, I just, when I first saw it, I imagined, Nade, Merc, Rambo, and whoever else. It could be really a whole bunch of people, but there also could be a lot of people that I don't really want on this list either. But the reason behind this whole Players Union and the reason why I'm making this video is because I've seen a lot of people talk about trades, how they've been getting traded, players anyway. Obviously, players do get traded. I actually watched Clayster's video. I'll actually link it in the description, where he basically talks about how he's been going from team to team. If you guys didn't know, Clay was on Envious and was later traded to Denial. He was getting phone calls and stuff almost every day saying something different, which I absolutely hate. It makes the community and, all these teams not look as professional as, as it should, which I'm glad people make the videos. I'm glad that people get to see how it actually works. It's not just, hey, you're dropped from the team, I'm sorry. It's, you're dropped from the team. No, you're not. You're actually on the team. Actually, you're on the team by yourself. We're actually looking for 3. We're going to keep you on the team. Nah, no, we're not. We're actually going to trade. Like, that actually happens almost every day. You'll be told something different every single day. And if you guys were actually keeping up with Clayster's Twitter, I'm just using him as an example, but he was constantly tweeting out, I have no idea what's going on. This is what I'm being told. This is not what I'm being told. Just crazy overall stuff that's been happening. And it kind of gets rid of the standpoint of owners compared to players, because owners will make decisions based on themselves. A lot of them will. Now, there's some really good owners out there. Not going to list either way, but even I'm just actually going to say it. Hastro was I think really good with Clay, how he said stuff. He wanted him to go to a team that he wanted him to go to. It wasn't, I'm just doing it for my personal benefit. He looked out for Clay, in a sense, and there are plenty of different owners that are willing to do that, not going to screw over their players and stuff like that. But there are a lot of owners that are going to do stuff to keep themselves better, like make them come out positive rather than have, their players screwed over in the end. But there are, like I said, some owners that will do that because they just want to get farther, and, if they make money, sweet. If they don't, it's whatever. But I think having a players union will get rid of this this owner-player confrontation that has been going on. I think it'd be a really good idea to bring up. Maybe have them meet with a board of directors. I don't even know what you'd call them at MLG, or with Adam, Abasella, and and just everyone. Have them meet every once in a while, make them fly out there, talk about different stuff, bring up a bunch of different things. But I also want to point this out. I don't want to have more than 2 players from each team. Not saying that there's going to be any I don't want to see anyone team together and, like, focus on this because they're teaming with each other. They want the best for themselves. I would have maybe at least 1 player. I wouldn't have more than 2 at all. So have a players union, probably made up of 5 people, so they can make decisions, 3-2, and it won't be tied at a 3-3 or anything if they choose to. have them meet with Adam Apicella and whoever, Sundance, whoever you guys really want, whoever really would meet with them, and they just make decisions. They make decisions based on the player standpoint. At least get feedback from the players. Make them realize how stuff works. It's not all fun and games a lot of the time when people get traded. As I've brought up in the past, there's been some crazy stuff that's gone on, and it needs to stop. And I love the fact that people are bringing up contracts. I know only a few teams actually use contracts, and it's kind of sad that we're having to make a players union in a way. I think it's needed, but it's kind of sad that it's getting to this point where we have to pose different things so this stuff won't happen, so players won't get screwed over, so owners won't get screwed over. And it's not just the owners. I'm not just blaming the owners for this, for this stuff by any means. All right, I'm not blaming the owners by any means. I know there's been a lot of players that have just left a team without even warning an owner or anything like that. So it's good for both sides. I think it honestly works out for both sides, and maybe even have an owner or two in there as well. Have a union of somehow of players as well as whoever you want to throw in the mix. It can really be anything. It's just an idea that I had thought of, and I think it's honestly a good idea for the community to at least consider or to even bring up. You don't even have to call it a players union. You can just have a couple players meet and talk and just work these things out, because I don't want to see this stuff happen anymore. I'm tired of seeing all this crazy stuff going on, and it kind of sucks. Once you know about how it goes on behind the scenes, it's almost like, what is this? This isn't what I hoped it would be. This isn't what I want from an ideal thing. And that's, like I said, I'm not blaming MLG. I'm not bashing MLG by any means, or anyone, UMG, whoever you want to call it, right? I'm just saying from a viewer standpoint, from a person in the community standpoint, this is just how it looks for me, and this is how I think stuff like this should be worked out. And that's just something that I brought up. If you guys would like to, like I said, leave a comment on the video. Who do you guys want to see in this players union? Is this idea good? I want to know in the comments. If you guys have made it this far, please comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. I want to know your guys' opinions on this as well. Just an idea, like I said, just my idea that I thought of, as well as some other people's renditions kind of in there as well. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave it a like, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Make sure to click all the links down below. I will see you guys later, and have a good day. Peace.